والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن والاه أما بعد. The last time we were together, we were covering the Hadith الخامس عشر من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليقل خيرا أو ليصمت. And the Hadith continues, but we were in that part talking about having good speech, and that the believer has good speech and he stays away from even hearing foul speech. And we reached to the point of Yani fi kulli waqtin udhkurullah. Here in this section above, Sheikh Abdul Muslim al-Qasim, he brought a few ayat. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu udhkurullaha dhikran kathira wasabbihu bukratan wa asila. O you believe, remember Allah with a great remembrance, or a tremendous amount of remembrance, and glorify Him in the mornings and the evenings. وقال فاصبر على ما يقولون وسبح بحمد ربك قبل طلوع الشمس وقبل الغروب. And be patient upon what they say, and glorify the praises of your Lord before the rising of the sun and before its setting. ومن الليل فسبحه وأدبار السجود. And from part of the night, then glorify Him at the end of your sujood, right? Yani fi kulli waqtin udhkurullah, meaning in every time remember Allah. Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. فَإِذَا أَكْثَرَ الْمَرْءُ, he continues, this is where we left off. فَإِذَا أَكْثَرَ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. أكثر meaning to increase. Al-mar'u, the fa'il, the doer. If the person increases min dhikrillah, Abu Bakr, until it's time. If you have a question or something, maybe type it or raise your hand, because you have an echo in your microphone for some reason. I don't know why. If you have a headset in, it shouldn't be doing that. But I'm gonna mute it because you have a feedback coming back. فَإِذَا أَكْثَرَ الْمَرْءُ. Now I got it from you, Abdullah. Nah. I'm the only one with a mic on, so.
You got an echo for me?
I don't know if I have it now, because I don't have it right now, but I was just having it from you. You're the only one that had a mic on.
Okay.
فَإِذَا أَكْثَرَ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. So if a person increases or does abundantly the dhikr of Allah, صَانَ اللَّهُ لِسَانَهُ. Sana, meaning to protect. Sana, Sad, Waw, Noon. That's how you would look it up here. Sana yasunu, to protect. Sana Allahu lisanahu. Lisan, what does Allah protect? Lisanahu, maf'ulun bihi. It's the object of the verb, mansub. Amma la ya'ni. Amma la ya'ni. Upon or from what does not concern him, as the hadith that we had just before this. Min husni islam al-mar'i tarkuhu ma la ya'ni. Min husni islam al-mar'i and tarkuhu ma la ya'ni. From the perfection of a person's Islam is that he leaves that which does not concern him. فَإِذَا أَكْثَرَ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. So if a person increases in the remembrance of Allah. Sanallahu lisanahu amma la ya'ni. And Allah protects his tongue from that which is not pertaining to him. وَمَا أَوْقَعَ. Here he says, وَمَنْ أو وَمَا أَوْقَعَ. Right? أوقع is from وقع. وقع, we had this word before many times. To fall, right? وقوع, to happen, right? To fall into place or to happen. Not necessarily to fall. It could just be to fall into place. It could just be to fall, right? But here, this is form 4. أوقع. I'm trying to find a good meaning for it. Okay. Okay. وَمَا أَوْقَعَ. I don't understand why he says من أوقع في متهات. متهات. I don't understand why he has ما أوقع or من أوقع. But let's read it. Inshallah, we'll make some sense out of it. وَمَا أَوْقَعَ. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. أوقع is to, like we said, to fall into something. To basically has a meaning of more emphasis, like plunge into something. No one is attacked, right, or assaulted, right? Men أوقع, like it doesn't happen. وما أوقع من أوقع في متاهات, right? متاهات. Having a bad day today. Matahat is from ta ya ha. Ta ya ha. That's how you're going to look it up. Ta ya ha. And not showing up. Okay. Double block it. Give me a second. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Yeah, that's much better. In fact, when you left, I realized it may have been Abdullah, but I'd never been Abdullah before, so. But alhamdulillah, he fixed it if it was you. I think it was both of you guys at that time, though, but Allahu alam. Okay, metahat. Metahat means like mazes or labyrinths, basically being something that being lost, right? Being in some type of lost or desolate place, which it's hard to find. He said, so ma awqa'a, like basically, and he doesn't fall. من أوقع في متاهات أو قتل أو قتل أو تعزير. قتل is killing, right? تعزير is from Ain Zay Ra in its form 2. عزر يعزر تعزير. The meaning here is that they ta'zir means a punishment that is given that is not necessarily legislated in the Quran and the Sunnah. So for instance, a person does something that the Quran, it doesn't talk about. The Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, it didn't talk about, but we know that it's a crime. Like the leader sets a speed limit and you go way over it or whatever. There's a punishment for that. That's called ta'zir, right? It's not the hudud. It's not the hudud, the prescribed punishments, but it is a punishment that it is given. So it has the meaning of any type of censure or rebuke or anything that would take place, but not from the prescribed punishments. Right? So, وَمَا أَوْقَعَ, and no one is plunged, or right? وَمَا أَوْقَعَ مَنْ أَوْقَعَ, like he does not fall into, the one who falls into from these metahat, these lost ways, or waqatlin, or killing, right? O ta'zirin, or some type of rebuke or punishment. Wa ghayri dhalik, and other than that, illa, except bisababi fart al-lisan. بسبب فرط اللسان. فرطي is بسبب فرط اللسان. فرط اللسان is the excesses, the fact of going beyond what is moderate. So basically, he says, فَإِذَا أَكْثَرَ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ, so if a person increases from the remembrance of Allah, صَانَ اللَّهُ لِسَانَهُ عَمَا لَا يَعْنِي, then Allah will protect his tongue عَمَّا لَا يَعْنِي, from that which is not concerning to him. وَمَا أَوْقَعَ مَنْ أَوْقَعَ, and he doesn't fall into, the one who falls into, فِي مَتَحَاتٍ, in those lost ways, وَقَتْلٍ, or killing, or ta'zirin, or some type of rebuke, or something along that line, right? وَغَيْرِ ذَلِكَ, and other than that, إِلَّا بِسَبَبِ فَرْطَ اللِّسَانِ, except for إِلَّا بِسَبَبْ, sabab is the reason, فَرْطِ اللِّسَانِ, the excesses of the tongue. What he's saying in general, if it's not clear, is that the person falls into this killing and being punished and being rebuked and having these lost ways only because of his tongue. He's busy in his tongue in what is other than the dhikr of Allah Azza wa Jal, so it's causing him to go overboard in people's honor, causing him to talk about things which are not befitting to him, and this is the reason for killing and punishments and being rebuked and looked down upon and all of that. Is that clear? Bisababi.
No.
Bisabab. Sabab is majroor after ba. Fart is mudaf ilay. And fart al-lisan is mudaf ilay as well. Right? Bisababi fart al-lisan. So the reason for the jar. He says, وَاللِّسَانُ هُوَ مِغْرَافُ الْقَلْبِ. Migraf comes from ghain, ra, fa. Right? Ghain, ra, fa. You guys know another word similar to this, which is ghurfa. Ghurfa, a room. Right? Mighraf, it means a scoop, right? A scoop. Kind of like a room is a portion of the house. A scoop is, say, a portion of the soup. It's not the whole soup. You understand? It's a portion of it. So, mighraf is a portion of the heart, the thing which holds, like the mighraf is actually the utensil, not the portion, but the utensil that you scoop the soup with, right? Mighraf al-qalb, it's that ladle, that thing which holds that scoop, right? It's called the scoop.
You said mig or mug?
Mighraf.
Okay.
Mighraf with a kasra. Right? It's that thing that holds the scoop, right? That holds the soup, right? It's that the lisan huwa mighraf al-qalb. فإذا كان القلب للمرء سليما, so if the heart, فإذا كان القلب, qalb here is ismu kana, marfu', right? للمرء, mar'i is majrur after the lih, right? If the heart of the person was saliman, salim here is khabaru kana, mansub. If the heart of the person was sound, salim, from sin, lam, mim, like salam, all that, but it means here, salim, means sound, means healthy. Lam yakhruj, lam yakhruj, and it's medzum after lam, yakhruj, right? Minhu, from it, yakhruj, meaning to come out. Kharaja yakhruju, to come out, to exit. Lam yakhruj minhu, it will not exit from it, it will not come out from it. Illa as-salim, except what is sound. فإذا كان القلب للمرء سليما, so if the heart of the person is sound, لم يخرج منه إلا سليم, then won't come out from it except the salim, the sound. Wallahu, and this goes back to al-lisan huwa mighraful qalb, the tongue, it is the scoop of the heart, meaning you got a big bowl or pot, whatever you scoop out of there is what's in the heart, right? That's what's in the heart. So if your tongue brings out good, then what's in the pot is good. If your tongue brings out bad, then it shows what's in the pot is bad. فَإِذَا كَانَ الْقَلْبُ لِلْمَرْءِ سَلِيمًا, so if the heart of the person is sound, لَمْ يَخْرُجْ مِنْهُ إِلَّا سَلِيم, then it won't come out of it except what is sound. Wallahu, and Allah Azza wa Jal, ذَكَرَ, He mentioned. Dhakara is to mention, like when you make dhikr, you mention Allah, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, right? Dhakara, min, from sifati ahli al-jannati. Sifati ahli, mudaf mudaf ilayh, ahl al-jannati, mudaf mudaf ilayh. Sifati is majroor after min. Sifat is the plural of sifa, meaning description, characteristics, attributes. Min sifati ahl al-jannah, from the descriptions, the attributes, the characteristics of the people of Jannah. وَهُدُوا إِلَى طَيِّبٍ مِنَ الْقَوْلِ. Right? وَهُدُوا إِلَى طَيِّبٍ مِنَ الْقَوْلِ. Basically, and they go to what is good from speech. Right? And they go to what is good from speech. This is in Surah Al-Hajj, ayat 24. You get your exact translation from the Quran. The Noble Quran. He says, and they are guided from huda, right? The word huda, hudu ila tayyib min al-qawl. They are guided to what is good from speech, right? Wahudu ila sirat al-mustaqim. And they are guided to they go to the straight path. فَأَصْحَابُ الْجَنَّةِ. So the people are the companions of Jannah. Ahl wal ashab. Here, basically, Ahl and ashab are basically the same, right? They're same meaning. The family or the companions, the people, right? Ahl here, the family of Jannah. It's not called the family of Jannah. It's called the people of Jannah. فأصحاب الجنة لا يتكلمون إلا بالكلام الطيب. So the people of Jannah لا يتكلمون شد on that lam مونة. They don't speak إلا بالكلام الطيب. They don't speak. لا يتكلمون إلا بالكلام الطيب. They don't speak except with good speech. وفي صحيح مسلم, and in the Sahih of Imam Muslim, أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لم, and again يكون becomes medzum because of lam. Put a sukoon on that noon. You can't have the waw and the noon next to each other because the waw has a unwritten sukoon on it. You get rid of it. Lam yakun fahishan. The ismu kana here is basically the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it's hidden inside the verb huwa. Right? It's hidden inside. Fahishan is khabaru kana. And he was not fahishan. Wala mutafahishan. Mutafahishan. He was not fahishan from fahashin. Meaning, and there's a shadda on this ha, the second one. Right? Fahishan meaning he didn't speak lewd words. Fahishan, fahish meaning he didn't speak lewd words. Fahish. Right? Mutafahish means, and he didn't act on them either from his behavior, or he didn't earn evil deeds because of it. So he didn't, not only did he not say them, but he didn't do them either. Right? Lam yakun fahishan wala mutafahishan. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he did not speak evil, nor did he basically act on that evil. Wa innama kana kalamuhu haya. Kalamuhu haya'an. Meaning his speech was modesty. Haya is modesty. Right? To be almost like bashful. Modest. Not just moderate, but modest. وَإِنَّمَا كَانَ كَلَامُهُ حَيَاءً alayhi salatu wasalam. His speech was only modest, right? Are there any questions about this so far?
لا.
Let's read this, inshallah ta'ala. Wow, that way, because we can scroll down and have both pages on there, what we need, inshallah. Go ahead, Abdullah. Your mic's open.
فإذا أكثر المرء من ذكر الله سنلاه لسانه أما
Sana. Make sure you put that sod. Sanallahu.
صان الله لسانه أما لا يأتي وما أوقع من أوقع في متاهة وقول أو تعزير وغير ذلك إلا بسبب باطل لسانه واللسان هو مخراج القلب فإذا كان القلب للمرء سليما لم يخرج منه إلا السليم والله عز وجل ذكر من صفات أهل الجنة وهدوا إلى الطيب من القول فأصحاب الجنة لا يتكلمون إلا بالكلام الطيب وفي صحيح ومسلم أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لم يكن فاحشا ولا متفحشا وإنما كان كلامه حياء عليه الصلاة والسلام.
نعم. يلا أبو بكر.
فإذا أكثر المرء من ذكر الله صان الله لسانه أما لا يعني وما أوقع من أوقع في متاهات وقتلوا تحذير وقتل وتحذير وغير ذلك إلا بسبب فرط لسان ولسان هو مغراف القلب. فإذا كان قلب للمرأة سليما لم يخرج منه إلى لسان إلى السليم.
نعم.
والله عز وجل ذكر من صفات أهل وأدوا إلى الطيب من القول.
Did you say min sifat ahl al-jannah? If you did, maybe my sound broke up. I'm not sure. But go ahead.
من صفات أهل الجنة وهدوا إلى طيب من القول فأصحاب الجنة لا يتكلمون إلا بالكلام الطيب وفي الصحيح مسلم أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لم يكن فاحشا ولا متفاحشا وإنما كان كلامه حياء عليه الصلاة والسلام.
No. This would be a tanween on there, but you wouldn't probably say it because you would be stopping. But you were correct when you said mutafahishan, and then you stopped because there was no tanween written there, maybe. But that would be correct. Lam yakun fahishan wala mutafahishan. But when you stop, you probably wouldn't pronounce that last part. Yalla Abbas Umayya.
فإذا أكثر المرء من ذكر الله صان الله لسانه عما لا يحميه وما أوقع من أوقع في متاحة وقاتل
وقتل. نعم.
وقتل أو تعزير وغير ذلك إلا بسبب طرف اللسان واللسان هو مغراف القلب فإذا كان القلب للمرء سليما لم يخرج منه إلا سليم والله عز وجل ذكر من صفات أهل الجنة وهدوا إلى الطيب من القول أصحاب الجنة لا يتكلمون إلا بكلام طيب. وفي صحيح مسلم أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لم يكن فاحشا ولا متفحشا وإنما كان كلامه أحياء عليه الصلاة والسلام.
نعم. Then the hadith continues, وَمَنْ كَانَ يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ فَلْيُكْرِمْ جَارَهُ. And it really stops here, and he reads this part later on, but we could read it now, it doesn't matter. وَمَنْ كَانَ يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ فَلْيُكْرِمْ ضَيْفَهُ. So whoever believes in Allah in the last day, then let him honor his neighbor. And whoever believes in Allah in the last day, then let him honor his guest. Right? هذا أيضا من أصول الدين. هذا أيضا, this is also, أيضا, also, من أصول الدين, from the principles of the religion. وهو من, and it is from إكرام الجار. Ikram al-jar, the honoring of the neighbor. Bel, rather, in fact, qala alayhi salatu wassalam, he, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, ma zala Jibrilu yusini bil jari hatta ظننت أنه سيورثه ما زال زال يزيل زال يزول لا تزال لا زال يزال آسف نعم زال يزال meaning to cease, to stop. لا or ما زال. Jibril did not stop. Jibril. ما زال. He did not stop. He did not cease. Yusini. Yusini, as we said, is from, right, the word wasiya, right? We've had a few times recently. Yusini, wasa, wasaya, to advise me. Mazala, Jabrilu, Yusini, advising me. Biljar, with the neighbor. Hatta, until. Dhanantu, dhanantu, from the noon. To think, right? To think. Dhanantu, I thought. Annahu, that he. Sayuwarithuhu, sa is the future, showing it's going to happen. Yuwarithu, basically inherit. Who? Him. Basically, he was going to make him an inheritor. So yuwarithuhu, he was going to make him an inheritor. Mazala Jibrilu yusini hatta biljar hatta dhanantu annahu sayuwarithuhu. I'll give you a faida. There's a book by Imam al-Tabari called Makaram al-Akhlaq, like good behavior. He brings this hadith. It's nothing but hadith about good behavior. He brings this hadith like 60 or 70 different narrations of the same hadith. And me and some of the brothers in the class, when we were in the class and he just kept reading the same hadith, same. We're like, why did he bring so many? It's the same hadith, man. And wallahi, the only thing we could think of is Ma zala Jibril yusini bil jar hatta dhanantu annahu sayuwarithuhu. He just kept bringing it over and over and over, right? Because this is what he thought, that he was going to inherit him. He just kept doing it. Yani hatta, meaning yani hatta dhanna an-nabiyyu, until the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam thought anna al-jarra, anna al-jarra min is from, yarhamakallah, is from min dammana, to be insured. Dammana, to be insured, to be guaranteed. Waritha, ta jarihi, that the neighbor is the one who he's insured or guaranteed. Waritha, from waratha, that's inheritance, as in so yuwarithuhu, he would give him inheritance. Waratha yuwarithu, right? That's inheritance. The Prophet ﷺ said, innamal ulama warathatul anbiya, indeed the scholars are the inheritors of the prophets, right? A lot of times the science of inheritance is called irth, inheritance, right? Warathata jarihi. So yani, Jibril used to say this, and it means hatta dhanna an-nabiyyu sallallahu alaihi wasallam, until the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam thought anna al-jarra, that the neighbor, min dammana warithata jarihi, is from those who he is guaranteed the inheritance of his neighbor. Kal ibni, right? وَالْأَخِي وَالْعَمِّ, like the son and the brother and the uncle. Ka, all of them are majroor after ka. He thought that they were going to inherit, the neighbor was going to inherit like the son. Kal ibni, wal akh, wal am, wa hakada, and so on and so forth, and likewise. Li kathrati. Li here is basically due to the abundance. Al wasiyati, of the advice. Bil ihsan ila al jar, to the neighbor. لكثرة الوصية بالإحسان إلى الجار, due to the abundance of the wasiyah, right, as we had up here. Yusini, the wasiyah, the advice. Bil ihsan, to do good or excellence or do to perfection. Ila al jar, to the neighbor. Al jar is the neighbor. Jiran, neighbors, right? When Nabiyyu sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, amara, he commanded. Either, if or when, tabakhta. Many of us may be familiar with this word. Anyone who's been through Medina Book 1, even the first few lessons, he probably knows the word tabakh. We have the word matbakh. Matbakh is what? Kitchen. Right? Tabakhta is a verb here. If you cooked. Right? Matbakh is the place of tabakh. It's the place of cooking. Right? Ida tabakhta, if you cooked. Maraqan. Cooked what? Maraq. Which is like a stew or a soup. A stew more so. Maraqa is a stew. Could have veggies, could have meat, okra, stuff like this in it, right? Maraqa. إذا طبخت مرقا مفعول به منصوب فأكثر, it's a command. Then increase ma'aha, increase its water. Increase its water. فأكثر ماءها, then increase its water. ليؤتي الجيران, li, so that, يؤتي الجيران, so that you can give it to the neighbors. You make a stew, you make some food, you know your neighbors don't have it. You know your neighbors have it, that's one thing. You just saw them bringing all their groceries and you know, that's different. But you know your neighbor doesn't have it, right? إذا طبخت مرقا, when you cook a stew, right? فأكثر ماءه, then increase its water. ليؤتي الجيران, so that it can be given. يؤتي, أعطى, أعطى, يؤتي, to be given or to give. الجيران, to the neighbors. Right? Any questions? وأولى الجاري, الأولى means to be more deserving, right? The first, like al-ula, the first, but أولى means more deserving. وأولى الجار, and the most deserving of the neighbors, al-qaribu mink, the one who is close to you, right? The one who is closest to you. And this could mean in a number of ways. It could mean closest in proximity, like the one who lives right next door versus the one who lives 5 houses down. It can also mean in Islam. It can also mean in familial relationships, so on and so forth, which we'll get to. وَالْأَوْلَى الْجَارِ الْقَرِيبُ مِنْكَ, and the most deserving of the neighbors is the one close to you. وَحُقُوقُ الْجَارِ, and the rights, حقوق, the plural of haq, the right, حق المسلم على المسلم خمس, the rights of the Muslim on another Muslim are 5. وَحُقُوقُ الْجَارِ, and the rights of the neighbor, السَّتْرُ عَمَّا يَبْدَرُ مِنْهُ. يَبْدَرُ مِنْهُ. Satr is to cover, right? Satr, the curtains in your house, they're called sitara. They cover what's in your house, right? No one else can see. A sitara. A satar is covering. If you know about the shurut of salah in Arabic, then one of them is satrul awra, covering up the awra. Satrul awra. So you'll be familiar with that word if you know the shurut of salah in Arabic, right? وَحُقُوقُ الْجَارِ satru, to cover, amma, an, what, from what, cover what, basically to cover whatever. Yabdaru minhu. Yabdaru is from badara yabduru, meaning to come out from him. It has a meaning of unexpectedly. Means like whatever slips he might do, whatever things he might do, unexpected things that come from him, then you cover them up. You hide them. Right? You don't go around and say, oh man, I saw my neighbor do this, all my neighbors this, that, and the third. Rather, you cover his faults. Men a'raf an-nas, the one who is a'rafu an-nas, the most knowing or aware of the people, bil jar, with the neighbor, huwa jaruhu, he's his neighbor. The one who knows more about his neighbor is his neighbor. Faqad yara, he could, faqad is a qad here before the present tense. It has a meaning of possibility, whether a little or a lot depends on the sentence. Faqad yara, he could see min awratil jarihi, awrat, from the private things. The awrat doesn't just mean that you could actually look in their window on accident. They could have their window open and you just walk by and see something you shouldn't see, from the physical body parts, also from other things. Min awrati jarihi, faqad yara min awrati jarihi, he could see from the private things of his neighbor, ma la yarahu ghayruhu, what other than him does not see. Min ahlihi, o waladihi, from his family or his children, o nafsihi, or even himself. You might see something from your neighbor, he doesn't even realize he did it. He doesn't even see it. He doesn't even know it. فَمَا يَصْدُرُ مِنْهُ, فَمَا, so whatever, or so what, يَصْدُرُ, minhu, minhum, neighbors, min aibin, from aib, from shameful matters, from things which you know you don't want to talk about, no one would like you to know. Yustaruhu, then they are covered. Yustaru is passive here. Yustaru is majhul, means they're covered. They're covered. Yustarahu, then you hide them, right? وأولى الجار القريب منك. And the most deserving of the neighbors is the one close to you. وحقوق الجار ستر عما يبدر منه. And from the rights of the neighbor is to cover what comes out from him, whatever he displays, right? من أعرف الناس بالجار هو جاره. The one who is the most knowledgeable or most aware of his neighbor is the neighbor is his neighbor. فقد يرى من أورات جاره. For he could see from the private matters of his neighbor ما لا يراه غيره. What other than him does not see. من أهله وولده أو نفسه. From his family or his children or even himself. فما يصدر, from صدر يصدر, meaning to come out, to be like if you type in صدر حديثا مثلا inside of Twitter, right? صدر حديثا is underscore, means to be published, to be released, to be sent out recently, right? New book that's published. صدر حديثا. فما يصدر منه, whatever is published from him, but we don't talk like that in English. Whatever comes out from him, whatever is released from him, right? From them. من عيب, from shortcomings or faults, from shameful matters, يستره, then they are covered up. Any questions?
لا.
Huh?
The question I want to ask is about your first point that you took in the second area. What about if you know that this of your neighbor, he or she has what you cooked? Is it necessary for you to give him or her?
Your voice is really low. I didn't hear and understand the question.
Yeah, I said, what about in terms of cooking? When you cook, you need to add some water in it for you to share to your neighbor, right? So, if you know that what you cooked, this of your neighbor is of that high class, is wealthier than you, is it necessary for you to give it to?
No, I mean, I said that. If you know he just bought groceries and he got it, then you don't have to. It's talking about the neighbor who you know needs it.
Yeah.
You know, you shouldn't go to bed full knowing that your neighbor is hungry. You know?
Yeah.
But if your neighbor's not hungry, you don't have to feed him. I mean, that doesn't mean you shouldn't share with him. You know, share with him,
Okay.
be your neighbor, be friendly and be neighborly with him. But that doesn't mean, you know, if he's richer than you or if you can't afford his type of food, he only eats steak and shrimp, and you know you're eating soup. You know what I mean? He's not gonna eat your soup.
No.
But that doesn't mean you don't offer it to him either. Because if he's a good neighbor, he'll accept it and say, Jazakallah khairan akhi, wallahi, I was hungry. He ain't gonna eat it, but you know, alhamdulillah, he took it from you. You know, sometimes it's just a gesture.
No.
Yalla,
I got it.
اقرأ لنا Abu Bakr from the top. ومن كان يؤمن بالله.
Okay. Let me go to my screen.
ومن كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليكرم جاره ومن كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليكرم ضيفه. هذا أيضا من أصول الدين وهو من إكرام جار. بل قال عليه الصلاة والسلام ما زال ما زال جبريل يوصيني بالجار حتى ظننت أنه سيورة سيوارثه يعني حتى ظن نبي عليه الصلاة والسلام أن الجار من ضمننا ورثات جر كان ابني وأجي وعام وهكذا لكثرة وصية بالإحسان إلى جر ونبي عليه الصلاة والسلام أمرا إذا طبقت مركة فأكثر ماءها ليؤتي جيران وأولى جار قريب منك وأكوك جار الستر بيد يبدره منه من أعرف الناس بالجار وجاره فقد من أوغات جر ما لا يروه غيره من أهله أو ولده أو نفسه فما يصدر منهم من عيب يستره.
نعم. جزاك الله خيرا. Abu Abdullah, your mic's open.
ومن كان يؤمن بالله ومن كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليكرم جاره ومن
جاره. نعم.
جاره ومن كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليكرم ضيفه. هذا أيضا من أصول الدين وهو من إكرام الجار بل قال عليه الصلاة والسلام ما زال جبريل يوصيني بالجار حتى ظننت أنه سيوارثه يعني حتى ظن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أن الجار من دمنا ورثة جاره كلا ابني والأخ والأم وهكذا لكثرة الوصيات بالإحسان إلا الجار. والنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أمر إذا طبخت مرقا فأكثر ماءها ليؤتي الجيران وأولى الجار القريب منك. وحقوق الجريس ستر أما يقدر منه من أحرف الناس بالجار هو جروه فقد يأي من أورات جاره ما لا يراه غيره من أهله أو ولاده أو نفسه فمن يصدر منهم من عيب يستره.
نعم. يلا أبا سمية.
ومن كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليكرم جهره ومن كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليكرم ضيفه. هذا أيضا من أصول الذي وهو من إكرام الجاهل. بل قال عليه الصلاة والسلام ما زال جبريل يحسيني الجهل حتى ظننت أنه سيوارثه، يعني حتى ظن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أن جار ضمن وارثها ضمن وارثته جاهليه فالابن والأخ والأم وهكذا بكثرة الوصية الإنسان إلا الجهل. والنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أمر إذا طبخت مرقا فأكثر ماءها ليعطي الجيران. وأولى الجهل القريب منك وحقوق الجار الشطر أما يبدأ منه. من أحق الناس الجار هو جاره فقد يرى من عورات جاره ما لا يره غيره من أهله أو والده أو نفسه فما يصدر منهم من عيب يستره.
Jazakumullah khairan. Sorry for being a little off today. Inshallah will be better tomorrow. As for the question, suppose you're the only Muslim family in your neighborhood, what do you do when the neighbors always look at you strange and kind of scared due to your veiling? How do you offer them food in that case? Well, I mean, these questions have a lot of angles. Why would you be the only Muslim in your neighborhood? Why would you live amongst a bunch of kuffar? But that happens. Although we should try to live amongst one another, close to the masjid, around the masjid, so our kids can be in the masjid, so our kids can grow up around other Muslim kids, and so on and so forth. We wonder about our friends, but then we put them in a neighborhood where they shouldn't be in, and they ain't got nothing but kafir neighbors, right? So what are they going to hear? What are they going to learn from them? So we should live around the Muslims. We shouldn't make the number of the non-Muslims bigger. However, when it happens from time to time when Muslims are less in different cities, then you just try your best. You don't have to give them food, give them something. You don't have to give them something expensive, like how much does it cost to add some water to the stew that you're already making, right? Not much. And you guys are from, Nigeria and Ethiopia and Morocco and these different countries, man. People want to try these different foods. I don't know if you ever have food from here, but man, you might try it. If they throw it away, they throw it away. If they run in their house and shut the door, Sierra Leone. I mean, people are from different places, you know. I'm just saying in general, people from different places that, you know, people want to try exotic foods, and, you know what I mean, they want to try stuff they never tried before, and, you know, you just got to go to them and be nice. If they run from you, then they run from you. Try, you know what I mean? And start by speaking. You don't have to start with food, you know. If you know your name, alhamdulillah, you probably live in a neighborhood where there's nobody going hungry.